Javon Hargrave and Travis Ward's injuries don't seem that serious. Kyle Shanahan made it sound like they could be back for this game. If they're not back for this game, that they'll be back after that, which is pretty good because with
I saw
hamstring and groin
I saw
injuries,
the
they can be
Bleacher
up to
Report.
like
I got a Bleacher Report status like a couple hours ago that said like Hargrave could miss several weeks, which is a huge blow. I feel like and then
Kyle.
you got Armstead already on nursing one that he might be out.
Kyle said for Javon Hargrave that he has a chance to play against Arizona.
He said that right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He'll probably. Well, we'll see. We'll see if that's a game where you probably want to hold him out for if it's hamstrings because those are very sensitive. And then
he's a big guy, hamstrings. I mean, I ran track and field and I had a hamstring injury and that shit lasted forever because I
when it
did not
feels
rest
good
it.
for a few days, like it can snap back.
Yeah.
You need to feel good for more than a few days. So if it's hamstring, it's like that might be one where like maybe just keep him on ice for this game.
I thought with both of those, groin and hamstring, because those are like soft tissue injuries.
And Ward's had groin injury history too.
I thought that it would be smart, like in some way. I thought it was good timing because even if they took like 3 weeks off, they'd be back for the playoffs. And you just want to make sure you don't tear anything even more because these games are less important than having your star players, even though they performed well without them. You don't want to test that in the playoffs.
It's also a reminder that the first seed is really so pivotal, so crucial because that 1 week of rest, injuries, everything, literally everything. There's a reason why like 80 to 90%, maybe it's even a higher percentage than that, of first round teams make the championship game. Like you need that. Reduce one more game, rest. All we have is one game to get to the championship and we're good.
We saw how desperately the 49ers needed their bye week when it came earlier this season and how much better they played coming out of it. Like, it's that same sort of thing.
It'll be almost like another middle point since pretty much their bye came in the middle of the season. And now it's like, all right, now the season's over because we played another second half of games. Let's take one more break and come back.
It's the same amount of time, right? Like, it's spaced out. If they got that week, I think it'd be 7 weeks or 8 weeks or something. Yeah. And then Oren Burks. So I was going to say ovarian. Apparently, I'm talking about anatomy now. Oren Burks will miss a couple weeks with a knee tendonitis, which means Demetrius Flanagan-Foles will have an opportunity to continue to be in for him. And then other updates is that Spencer Burford, Darnell Litter, and Elijah Mitchell are all expected to be back at practice. I'll be interested if they keep Feliciano in for Burford because he's done really well in his place. I kind of felt like this might be like a trial period while Burford was out to test if Feliciano could be more of a full-time starter in that position because Burford was already struggling. But it's good that those three players are back in practice. The Elijah Mitchell one scares me because I'm like, oh my God, if he's back in practice and he's able to go, Kyle Shanahan is going to start him over Mason again, even though Mason averaged 5 yards a carry again. Like, he's so good. I don't know.
Most of his carries came when it was like towards the end, though. It didn't all come like in the beginning so much.
He got that touchdown.
Well, you could have ran through for that touchdown.
I know. But I thought he did well, and it does seem like if Elijah Mitchell's not literally out, that like Kyle Shanahan has to have his hands tied back in order to play Jordan Mason. But yeah, so Burford, Darnell Luter, and Elijah Mitchell will be back at practice this week, and then Kyle Shanahan also said that he's considering leaving Deebo Samuel in as punt returner instead of Ray-Ray McCloud, even when Ray-Ray McCloud is
returner or kick returner?
That's what I'm talking about. Don't worry.
Jeez, he got whacked on one of them.
How do you feel about that?
No. I mean, maybe if it's I don't like him being as the indefinite guy. I like it when like, hey, like it's 7-3, we're losing in second quarter. We need a spark. I like one of those, like selective. Use them selectively, not indefinitely as like the constant. Like, I don't like that at all. Like, dude, like, and plus how many of these kicks are really like, come on, dude, like the odds of him taking it back. How many have actually gone back this year? Like 3? It feels like it's been the least amount I've ever heard in like years, actually. It's not worth it.
It's interesting because I like it, and you assume he's gonna break one, and that will be a really nice play. And I think just other teams seeing him back there does kind of set like a really physical tone for the team, like right off the bat before they're even playing on offense and defense. But I kind of agree with you. I think maybe it's more impactful when it's like sporadically thrown in there versus consistent, because you just don't want to. I mean, you're paying him like $25 million. You don't want to.
And the way he's playing right now, he's 2021 Debo. I'm pretty safe to. I feel confident saying you cannot afford to lose him now. You can't. I think if they lose him, winning Super Bowl becomes less likely now. He's that critical right now, and it's funny because this is actually a foreshadow of what I think I'm going to write today. If I want to write it today or tomorrow, this is the vision that the 49ers had when they acquired McCaffrey. They wanted. That's what they wanted so badly. Is like, we want 2021 Debo. Because remember, the first half of last season is like, what's up with Debo? He's not unlocked. He's getting stifled. He's getting like where's he going? Oh, he needs help. Okay, McCaffrey, come on down. With the idea that I
think they expected that to be kind of like the Chase Young thing, where Chase Young really sparked Bosa's production. I think that they thought like as soon as they got Christian McCaffrey that Debo would start being more effective, but it really took him.
Debo wasn't, which he credits to like out of shape, whatever, mix of things, like all that above. But yeah, it's like wow, this is the vision now. A year later, post a year later, like now you're getting the perfect version of Debo, which I wasn't sure we were ever going to see come close to again, because that 2021 version was just so majestical and literally is going to be up there as like probably like one of the best seasons, top 20 seasons we've ever seen from a non-quarterback. Like that was just amazing to have 1,000 yards receiving by midway point, and then 500 yards rushing. That was just incredible to me. He was MVP caliber. So now you're getting a guy who's looking like 2021 MVP All-Pro caliber. All-Pro McCaffrey was also an MVP candidate. Ayuk, who's in his prime and peaking. Kittle, who's still an anchor. Like, what the hell? Like, who's stopping them? Like, even if you stop one or two of them, sure. They still have others they can go to. And if it's just those two, like Ayuk and Kittle, like, okay, Jennings, give us 3. Or, Mitchell, give us 5. Like, it's all good for them. It's fine. It's really a rags to riches type of deal right now. So, yeah, that's why I kind of like, when you think about him, like, kicking off, I get it. If you're down 10-0, you need a spark. But, like, if you're up, like, 14-0, like, no, I don't want to see him out there because, God forbid, someone takes a swipe at his ankle. You know how much of an idiot you're going to look like? That's like the same thing when we're all harping on, hey, stop putting Christian McCaffrey in the fourth quarter when you're up by 25. Like, stop it. Or
yeah,
up by
he was
20.
in with 2 minutes left in the game yesterday.
Yeah, so, like, let's stop
what are you doing? Do you think he's actually playing more effectively than Ray Ray, or do you think it's just a mental thing? Because I don't think he's actually returned anything that much.
Ray's been out, hasn't he? He's been hurt and stuff like that.
I know, but I mean, when Ray Ray was.
Ray Ray's actually been a solid kick returner. I think because in terms of who else you're gonna put back there, Ronnie Bell.
Yeah, Bell has not been.
I'm not sure who's even actually a very like capable guy. So it's like, let's put him there. But yeah, I think at that point it's like just don't do it. And at least the thing is about Kyle, he doesn't want. I think it's so much not about special teams where I want to spark or I want to score. It's just, don't ruin this for me. Who can I trust to do that for me? Oh, Debo. Here you go.
I don't know. I think you should start leaning on special teams for a spark more often, because that Mitch Wazowski play. Mitch Wazowski? I can't say that.
Well, Mitch went acapella. Mitch went AWOL on that though.
I know. I heard that. I heard him talk about that. That's so cool.
That's insane. That's hilarious.
That's why the Ronnie Bell thing. Like, they weren't prepared. Like the rest of the team. I'm surprised there wasn't other holding calls, because
Ronnie Bell got slipped, so I think that was a bullcrap penalty in the first place. But
I saw that. It didn't look like a block from.
It looks like he just fell and like slid into his leg. So they did that because he I don't know. I mean, I guess if you want to really make it judge on intent, like, okay, did it matter that he did that intent? I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, it felt. I don't know. To me, that felt very ticky-tacky. I agreed. When I first heard it, I was like, Bell, what the heck? And then they replayed it, and I'm like, well, he just fell into the guy. But I don't know. I guess they probably don't want people to like repeat, like, to pretend to fall basically and do that.
Yeah, I don't know. Refs will just be always janky. At least that happened at a time where the Niners had a lead and they weren't like, behind.